What's up, guys? On the fly and the final score are back again tonight, doing a little Wednesday night update. Um, I don't know. I heard that if you're watching on Twitter, you can now comment. It will show me you're uh, you're up here, but I don't know how that works. It's a little different than what we've been having. Anyway, hope everybody's doing good. It's like I said, Wednesday night the 20th, so we got what, might as well say 4 more days till Christmas. Hope everybody's got their Christmas shopping done. I'm pretty much finished. I think uh, it it just does. Everybody knows if you've been watching. Everybody knows what's happened this year with my dad passing. It just doesn't feel right now. It doesn't feel like Christmas to me. But I'll get there. I'll get there. But anyway, tonight we got a few things to talk about. We got two episodes, maybe three coming out on the on the fly this week. Excuse me. Um, First up, we had our good buddy. That's got to be Robert Matthews. Hello, Steve-O. What did you get here? And look, we're going to talk a little bit about that. I want you guys to be a little interactive. I want you to think about your favorite, whether it was as a kid or what, or well, maybe as a kid, your favorite Christmas gift you got when you were a kid. I want you to think about that and get in the comments up here, guys, and let me know what was your favorite Christmas gift. Like I said, this is calling me Steve-O. This has got to be Robert Matthews. Hopefully, or maybe it could be Matthew Basemore. I don't know. You got to identify yourself up here. Facebook user is all I'm seeing right now. Um, if I don't see your comments up here, then I'm sorry. I'm looking. I'm looking at it right now. Just what I'm doing on my phone. I'm looking for to see if there's other places that that has. I'm sorry. I'm stuttering because sometimes I don't see them on the one I got. Yeah, it's Robert, of course. Um, so let's talk a little bit. Like we said, we got Noel. Noel came on a couple weeks ago. If you didn't catch it live, you're about to see the other version. You can find it on the YouTube channel or where you listen to your podcast at. Um, we did our top 10 favorite music videos of all time. And that was across every genre. It wasn't just country or rock or whatever. Imagine that, a music video. Remember those days? Best time in the world. MTV, when they actually played music videos. Um, it was great. It was a great time. But those days are gone, guys. You can watch them on YouTube. But now, no, it's not happening anymore. And I hate it. I hate this generation. Like my daughter didn't get to, have the MTV experience. But now they've got the every bit of music at their fingertips, and I guess that'll be their generation there. I don't know what will be. You think about it when they get to be our age or my age. My daughter gets to be my age. What will be the thing that changes so much that she's looking back and say, "Wow, I wish my kids got to got to experience that." I don't know what it could be, but anyway, um, yeah. So Noel, then a big interview here, guys. For me as a Kiss fan, and if I froze up, I'm sorry. It looked like I froze up there. As a Kiss fan, this was great. Eric Carr was one of my favorite members of Kiss, and I had the privilege to interview Miss Janet Simmons, PhD, the author of the book The Rise of the Fox, 1950-1982. And let me tell you, if you're a Kiss fan, you will want to get this book. You will want to you will want to hear this interview. It's a great book, and there's another part coming out to it. Maybe next year you'll hear about all about that in the interview. Is this you, Robert, with the Evil Knievel motorcycle? Okay, it's Robert. Evil Knievel, Evil Knievel wind up motorcycle, and I'm gonna tell you. Okay, we're talking about Janet Simmons, and then I'll get to that. Um, she was just great, just a wonderful. She actually recorded a bumper for me, and just a great interview. I hope you guys will enjoy it. And I've got a lot of people in here tonight. I'm getting distracted by some of the what we got coming in here. So, um, but yeah, we'll have all that coming up. I'm actually uploading some of that right now as we speak. Christmas toys as a kid, and I can remember some of my best memories as a kid were, and I hope the kids, if you're a kid out there, I hope you got earmuffs on right now. Uh, when I actually kind of figured out about Santa Claus, that's all I'm gonna say. Hearing my dad, hearing my dad try to put together some of the stuff that we got. I remember one year back when you had the whole phone on the wall, the rotary phone on the wall, where you had to, kids know nothing about that. I know. Um, it was right with our room. That was the only time of the year they kept the door to our room shut. And you didn't ask questions. You just knew because, well, Santa Claus is coming. They don't want you to see Santa Claus. But then I wake up in the middle of the night hearing my dad on the phone with my uncle next door, who's my cousin was like 2 weeks older than me, and we liked a lot of the same things. Well, both of us were Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and they made these little mini. They come up probably right up to probably about 5 foot, maybe. Uh, Mini lockers with your favorite team on it, and he could not figure out something on there how to put it together. So he called my uncle next door. You hear my dog in the background. Sorry about that. He called my uncle next door. And I could hear him. What do I do on this? And he actually, my uncle came over. I heard all this, but then it's still at that age. I'm like, okay, what are they doing this for? Okay, hadn't figured it out. A little slow, I guess. So the next, maybe maybe one year. That was the one I heard him frustrated the most with. Then when we got our VCR one year, I could hear him. I could hear him in there watching some of the videotapes, and he stayed up most of the night. And I remember, one year when I was a kid, I was up and I actually waited for the lights to their bedroom to click off, and as soon as their lights clicked off, I got up and I went and woke them back up. So I remember thinking, there's a lot of pictures of my dad back in the day when he's asleep in the chair Christmas Day, and now I understand why. I understood why. Having a daughter and having to put together a lot of stuff, I understand that now. But yeah, it was so many great memories. Like Robert talking about Activision. If you're just joining in, put in here? What is your favorite toy as a kid that you got for Christmas? We'll be sharing that. I think like, oh gosh, any of my Star Wars stuff, because I guess I was a Star Wars nerd, whatever you want to call it. But they were always great. I got a lot of Kiss stuff back in the day. Um, then we had, of course, when you got your Nintendo, the Nintendo stuff was just, Atari 2600. I don't know how my mom and dad did what they did, putting us through school and then and then doing all this stuff because we never. Oh, Kevin Harrington, why don't you put that in the actual chat in here, bud? What you said, your favorite, and I believe it. Kevin Harrington's talking. I get a message from Kevin Harrington, my good old buddy. He's talking about a fart machine. But yeah, stuff like that. I still remember a few times they always told you when you got up don't go in there and look until we get up. And there was a couple of times I didn't wait. I just there were, I know a couple of times I just got in there and just walked into the living room where they had everything laid out, and I just sat there and I was just like, holy crap. And just like I was in heaven, um, a Miami, that's got to be Robert again. A Miami Dolphins helmet, and when you were like me, bud. Miami Dolphins helmet and Dorial Harris jersey, and that's you made me think about another thing too. Um, the you remember the Sears catalog? That was the thing. When you got a Sears catalog, you knew it was time. And I would go through there, and of course, I think we would underline everything we wanted in there, and we picked way too much, I'm sure, and which we didn't get everything uh, that we marked on the list, but Sears had these. You could get the jerseys, and I don't know if this is what you're talking about, Robert, because it may be the same thing. You could get the jerseys. It's like a set with a jersey and a helmet, and there was an iron on. Like they had the numbers and everything that you could iron on to the jersey, front, back, and you could put the name on the back. And then you had the helmet with the Joe Theismann face mask, and we hit me and my cousin, same cousin. We both got, yeah, Phil, yes, yes. Um, we both got Steeler stuff. He got, I think he got number 58 for Jack Lambert, and I got number 59 for Jack Ham. And man, but here's the thing. Hold on one second, guys. This dog. I see you. Whenever I do a podcast or go live, my dog has to be in here with me. She will bang on the doors till she gets in here. So the only time we would put these black jerseys on was summertime, and we'd burn slam up. This was like maybe 9 or 10 years old, and yeah, it was memories like that. I'm glad you said that, Robert, because that reminded me of that. Um, Gosh, what else? So many little things that I got. When I got back, and I got a keyboard one year, like a music keyboard, and I didn't have a clue how to play anything, and I still don't. I could play a little bit of stuff, and nothing, nothing big. Um, Music stuff. I remember when you had cassettes. You remember those double decker cassette suitcases you had? I was like the DJ whenever we went to a ball game, like a bus trip to a ball game, anything like that. I had all the stuff, and I had my. You guys called it. I don't know what you guys call it. I called it a jam box, where you had to have like 20 D batteries, not 20, but you had to have D batteries, and they didn't last too long. But yeah, we got. I remember getting a jam box one year with the double tape deck. So if any of my friends uh, had music I wanted, I'd just say, "Hey, let me have that for a few minutes," and I would make a copy of it. Don't report me. I don't want to go to jail for that. It's been a while. So, but yeah, I had a little bit of everything as far as music goes. Oh, good Lord, you had to mention Geddy Lee. No, I did not try to do. I went to Wicked Witch of the West with Geddy Lee. Not a Rush fan. Sorry, bud. Sorry, you and Tanner. But yeah, stuff like that. Um, I've told the story on when I'm doing some of my Kiss podcast that when we got our VCR back in the day, Kiss Meets Savannah Miller Park, that TV movie came on when I was like 5 years old, and didn't miss it. I actually left the fall festival at school early to go see that. That says a lot But then when we got our, I think it was '85, we got our VCR, and maybe it was Christmas night. I'm sitting there up late, and I'm messing with all my stuff that I got, and it's like 11 after 11, and CBS used to do like a Friday night late movie, and it came on at 11:15 when the news was on. The commercial came on and said, "Up next on the Friday night movie, Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park." So yes, sir, I went put the cassette in, recorded it, and made sure that nobody recorded over that. You know, you had to break the little tab to make sure that nobody. But you know, I couldn't break the tab because that was the only. I think that was the only blank tape we had at the time. But stuff like that, dude, guys. That I remember a lot of stuff about my childhood because I feel like I had, and people say stuff to me all the time when I tell somebody that we're talking about, you remember, and I'll say, you remember when so and so, so and so, and they're like, I can't believe you remember that. That was some of the best times of my life, and my parents did an awesome job of giving me a great childhood, and I don't know how they did it, but it was awesome. I had great friends. I mean, I had great experience. I mean, not all, of course, not everything was great about growing up like that. I mean, but I had great friends, and I still do to this day. And these are the same friends that I've got today. A lot of the people in my class, um, Kevin Harrington just texted me about the fart machine. Great, just longtime friends. I mean, they'll be friends till I leave this place. Um, but yeah, that's why I remember so much of this stuff is because it was such a great childhood, and I look back and like I said, I told people several times I don't know how my parents did for me and my brother what they did because I mean I know times were tight at times, and it's just it makes you appreciate it a lot more the older you get to see what they did for you. And this time of year, and this is the first without my dad, and it's going to be tough, but it's going to be good. Um, it's going to be a good Christmas. um, I see Robert is putting stuff up there. Brian, I know you're out there. Brian Mullen, I know you're out there uh, watching. I'm looking at the people that are watching. Chad Smith, what's up, buddy? Robert, Brian, Nan Lee, how are you doing? Um, appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you guys can post up here. If I'm not seeing, I don't know why they do this, but I'm trying to make sure I see all the comments. If you see me looking away and I'm looking at my laptop to see if I'm missing somebody's comment because they will, like I said, it will go to the other one sometimes. But anyway, so getting off this subject of Christmas for a little while, we had some. Speaking of childhood memories, I'm a Carolina Tar Heel basketball fan, and this week Carolina basketball was dealt a bad blow, a terrible blow, when uh, Eric Montross passed away Sunday at the age of 52. He had been diagnosed with cancer in March, and yeah, Sunday night or Sunday, I didn't say night or day. Sometime Sunday he passed away. This I remember this guy seeing him for the first time at Carolina. Wore that. I mean, how many guys did you see wear double zero back in college basketball? And this guy was just a monster. I mean, he was a big dude. And then when he came out, the first year he was there, he had hair. Um, the second year, he shaved his head, and that made him more intimidating to me. I was like, this guy's freaking a monster, and he lived up to the hype. He was in one of the best recruiting classes Carolina ever had. Um, what was it? Brian Reese, Derek Phelps, Clifford Rozier, who actually left to go to Louisville. Who am I leaving out? There was another one. Brian Reese, Derek Phelps, Eric Montross. Who am I leaving out? Y'all help me if. And I know Rozier left, but that '93 team that beat Michigan in the championship, that was. He had Montross, you had Donald Williams, you had Phelps, Lynch, Reese, Salvadori, who now Chilcutt had left before. Chilcutt had graduated before. Chilcutt was in Hubert Davis's class, and they had both graduated before that. But they win the national championship, and Montross goes on to work for Carolina for years and years doing the radio play-by-play, and did a great job. I really enjoyed listening to him, and it's just sad to see somebody, and he's 52 years old, guys, and that just tells you cancer sucks. It really does. I mean, everybody, like they say, everybody that's around. I mean, if you're living, you've had somebody in your life that's been affected by cancer, one way or another, whether they survived or they didn't, where they're battling it now. And I mean, it really, really sucks. And I can't believe it's hard for me to believe after all these years I know they've got treatments for it, that you don't see a cure, a full-blown cure for it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Montross, we definitely send out our prayers and condolences to the Montross family and to the Carolina family. It's a big loss. It's to lose him. Anybody to cancer is bad, but you lose somebody young, had his whole life ahead of him. I mean, and you get to that age. I just turned 50, so now you're looking at you're in the second half of your life. Definitely in the second half of your life. But you still. I'm at 50. Yeah, I feel some things that I didn't feel before, but I still feel pretty good most of the time. I have my aches and pains certain days, but I think I'm doing all right for an old guy. Let's see. Did you see Taylor Swift? Stupid question, right? Did you see Taylor Swift at the Chiefs game? And you read her lips when she said after I think it was one of the touchdowns they didn't score, and see what she said, read her lips. Now, Taylor is supposed to protect that image. She can't be saying all that. But yeah, Taylor Swift dropped the F-bomb right there on national television. It was funny to me. I'm sorry. She got booed too. And I hate, in a way, I hate she got booed because it's not her fault. I mean, it's not her fault. She's dating a football player, and she goes to the games. I mean, I mean, it would be just like anybody else. But, I mean, she gets that attention because of who she is. It's not, like I said, not her fault that she's there. I mean, you can't, excuse me. You can't blame her there, but I can see why they boo her, because a lot of the NFL fans are tired of the distraction. But the NFL is not gonna stop paying attention to her, because they feel like it's giving them attention, and more people are watching the NFL because of her. So not gonna bash her for that. But yeah, there's you got the bowl games going on. Look, the other night, Sunday night, I don't know if you guys caught it or not, I was on the Sports Objective podcast with Kyle, Bubba, David, and Matt. And we talked about the second half of our bowl predictions, and then we did like a Christmas episode. We did our top 10 favorite Christmas movies, top 5 favorite Christmas songs, and then a couple of us did our top 5 worst Christmas songs, and that was entertaining to say the least. Let me say, if you can find that on YouTube, just look under the Sports Objective uh, YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to that page. They're getting close to 1,100 subscribers, so they would definitely appreciate it, and it puts them over the top. Yeah, I'll say is Kyle. Kyle is very entertaining with all of his lists. You know, Kyle is my podcast partner on just another sports podcast, which we're in a hiatus right now with that, but we'll be back soon with that. Um, let's see what else we're going to talk about here. And guys, I had debated doing this, doing this, but it was 7 o'clock, and I was like, you can hear it in my voice. I was sitting there on the couch, and I was like, it's 7 o'clock, and it feels like it's 9 o'clock already. And I was like, I got to do something to keep myself awake. I'm not going to sleep at 7 o'clock for the night. I feel like I'm wasting time or something. Anyway, all right. UltimateClassicRock.com is a place that I go to look at a lot of my sports news, sports and music news. Now they do a Ultimate Classic Rock pop culture page too. And one of the things I was going to talk about tonight, they did the worst song. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm tired. I'm telling you. The worst movie every year, starting with 1980. And I'm going to go through this, and if I saw the movie, I'll make some comments on it. If not, I'll just move on. But starting in 1980, you guys remember The Jazz Singer with Neil Diamond? I vaguely remember it. I watched it with, I want to say when it came on like which we called it regular television back in the day. And some of the other people had cable TV, but we had regular television. That it wasn't bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was a lot. In my mind, there was a lot of movies worse than that. It had a great soundtrack to it. Love on the Rocks in America. He plays the Jewish Elvis plays a 40-year-old man who remains desperately fixated on his father's approval. Diamond is at least 15 years too old for his part, watching minor problems like the fundamental miscasting of all the lead roles, getting away with some good songs like Love on the Rocks in America. I like that movie. I didn't like 1981, Neighbors. Now, this had John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, of course, the Blues Brothers. I liked this movie. I thought it was funny. It was dark, and it had a lot of interest. I'll put it this way: interesting situations. But I did not mind this movie. In fact, I could go back and watch it again. There's a lot of funny parts in there. 1982, Slapstick of Another Kind. I've never heard of this. I'm looking at it. It's aliens include one voiced by Orson Welles, a miniature Chinese ambassador played by Pat Morita with a goofy modulated voice. Jerry Lewis and Madeline Kahn play a husband and wife and their own twins. As a kid, they wear prosthetic noses, ears, and foreheads while speaking a bizarre gibberish language. Never heard of it. Moving on. 1983, Smokey and the Bandit 3. God awful. I love Smokey and the Bandit. Smokey and the Bandit 2 was okay. This one, Smokey and the Bandit was horrible. Snowman plays the bandit, and I mean, I don't. This one, I tried to watch it. It's been a couple years, but it was horrible. 1984, Bolero, Bo Derek. Never heard of it. Bo Derek, who has no sense of humor, it's supposed to be a comedy, I guess, about herself or anything else, and the film plays her bizarre, ingenuous attempt to get laid as a truly heroic quest. I mean, back in the day, they didn't care what they did the movie about. Thanks for the like, Billy Burgess. Um, yeah. After she finally lands the right man, he gets his penis broken by a bull. So she has to figure a way to make it work again. That is the plot of the movie. Okay, I won't be watching that. 1985, Red Sonja, which was a spinoff of Conan the Barbarian. Brigitte Nielsen, who was married to Sylvester Stallone in Rocky Four, was in that. I haven't seen it, but I can imagine. Even Arnold once called Red Sonja the worst film he ever made, and he also made Hercules in New York. So, 1986, Shanghai Surprise, which Madonna and Sean Penn, who were the super couple back in the day, um, and I think that was a drawing card from what just said. Their relationship outlasted the movie, but not the film's well-earned status as one of the decade's most tedious productions. 1987, Leonard Part 6, Bill Cosby trying to, after he does the Cosby Show on TV and who else, whatever other else he had done, no pun intended. Um, oh, unfunny spy spoof about a former CIA agent who was called back to service to stop a vegetarian who uses brainwashed animals to murder people. Sounds like something I want. I remember it coming out, and it was big because it was Bill Cosby, but it's not one I want to watch. 1988, Mac and Me, pretty much a comedy version of E.T. And if you ever see this guy, Mac, I don't even know how to describe this. This is what they had to say about it. The success of E.T. the Extraterrestrial meant that everyone in the 1980s wanted a piece of the lucrative market for stories of aliens who come to Earth and make friends with the locals. That included McDonald's, who signed on to participate in the schlocky E.T. knockoff about another cutesy creature and his human friend. Even the title is an oblique allusion to the Golden Arches. In one particularly infamous sequence, the plot stops for an elaborate dance number in Mickey D's. And I have seen this movie before, and it is not good. Horrible. Can't wait to get to 1989. 1989, she's out of control. Tony Danza. Um, this one really wasn't that bad to me. I mean, his daughter is played by, I think her name was Amy Dolenz, who is the daughter of Monkey member, one of the Monkeys, Mickey Dolenz. And he goes, she starts off the nerdy, smart girl, and I mean, the typical movie story, I guess, back in the 80s, when they go somewhere, if you're on a soap opera and you go off to boarding school, when you come back a year later, you have aged 10 years already, at least. But this one was, she starts being interested in boys, and she's pretty hot. And it just talks about how he doesn't handle it very well. Actually, if you look in there, his daughter's prom date was Matthew Perry, who tried to assault her. Uh, so Chandler Bing, the late great Matthew Perry. Let's see, what is 1990? The Bonfire of the Vanities. Didn't like it. I watched it one time, didn't like it. Don't even want to talk about this. Tom Hanks is in it. This is actually one of the bad. I didn't think Tom Hanks could make a bad movie. This one proved me wrong here. 1991, Nothing But Trouble. Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd. Um, who else was in it? John Candy, Demi Moore. I remember we used to go every Sunday night. The guys in my class, some of the guys in my class, we would go to a movie theater, watch a movie every Sunday night. And this was on. We went to see it, and it was not good. It even had Digital Underground doing a number in here, and I think Tupac was actually with them at the time. This was before his. This was before his single. I don't know if I went, if my video got interrupted or what. It said on one of this it did, but The prosthetics that Dan Aykroyd wore, his nose looked like a male body part. Uh, I'm not going to talk about it. Starts with a P, ends in an S. So, yeah. 1992, Frozen Assets. Shelley Long. Didn't see this one either. Corbin Burnson was in it. I mean, it was about a sperm bank. Uh, yeah. 1993, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Not a big Friday the 13th guy. I may have seen this one. I don't remember seeing this one. He gets reimagined as a parasitic worm that possesses people and turns them into homicidal maniacs. Okay. Good old Jason. 1994, It's Pat, a Saturday Night Live spinoff. I don't think I ever saw this, but you remember Julia Sweeney played the character Pat on Saturday Night Live that you didn't know if it was a man or a woman, and that was the whole thing. Um, doesn't sound like it was good there. The Jerky Boys movie from 1995. What's the Jerky Boys? Where they did the whole audio thing with prank calls. Like, I mean, everybody did prank calls back in the day. Back in the day, it was cool to it was cool to get away with it. We actually had a tape, but I don't think the movie did too well. 1996, Mad Dog Time. Gosh, it's a who's who cast. Jeff Goldblum, Gabriel Byrne, Ellen Barkin, Richard Dreyfuss, Diane Lane, Gregory Hines, Burt Reynolds, Rob Reiner, Kyle MacLachlan. It's a gangster movie. I've never heard of it. Mad Dog Time. So, 1997, Carrot Top in Chairman of the Board with Courtney Thorne Smith from Life with Jim and Summer School. Um, it did give one of the all-time great moments in late night TV when Norm Macdonald repeatedly interrupted Courtney Thorne Smith's interview with Conan to offer his thoughts on the on the potential of a Carrot Top movie, and he said, "If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be? Box Office Poison." I didn't see that. 1998, The Avengers, and no, it's not the superhero movie. It's the British spy series. Uh, Ralph Fiennes and Uma Thurman. Don't remember watching that. If any of you guys watch any of these movies, let me know. 1999, Matthew Broderick playing Inspector Gadget. Don't think I've ever watched that either. 2000, John Travolta playing Battlefield Earth. Um, one of the credited screenwriters for this movie later apologized for saying comparing it to a train wreck isn't really fair to train wrecks because people actually want to watch those. No, I've never watched that. 2001, Planet of the Apes. Mark Wahlberg does a remake. Um, I don't know. I didn't ever really get it. I mean, I was into the Planet of the Apes as a kid with Charlton Heston, but I didn't really get into this reboot of it. 2002, The Master of Disguise. Dana Carvey trying to make it some of his own. It had some funny parts in it. Turtle Man, but it wasn't a great movie. 2003, Bulletproof Monk with Stifler from American Pie. Not good. 2004, Catwoman, Halle Berry. Didn't really take off like they were hoping it was. 2005, Alone in the Dark. I've never seen it. What the heck is this? Christian Slater as a detective who investigates supernatural occurrences. And they say, I can't tell you more than that because the film is actually incomprehensible right down to the opening title crawl. That's so long and rambling, it makes Alone in the Dark more confusing than it would have been without it. 2006, Basic Instinct 2. And the only reason, well, some guys and some girls wanted to watch it was hoping to see Sharon Stone again. And I don't know. It didn't live up to the first one. 2007, Norbit. Now, I have to say, Norbit was funny. Eddie Murphy was funny in that movie, playing so many different parts. But yeah, I thought this one was actually a pretty funny movie. I would have watched that again. 2008 disaster movie, which was, yeah, they went through that period of time where um, they were doing they were doing spoofs of all kinds of movies, and disaster movie was one of them, and it kind of overdid it. 2009 X-Men Origins Wolverine. Uh, I was okay with X-Men, but I didn't really get into that whole thing. 2010 Jonah Hex. I've never heard of it, and Jonah Hex is just a gruff Western vigilante with a scarred face. Wow. Josh Brolin was in it. 2011 Atlas Shrugged Part 1. Never heard of it. Um, probably probably won't watch that ever. This one's a good one right here, guys. 2012 The Oogie Loves and the Big Balloon Adventure. What the heck is this? If you see this picture, guys, if you want to look at Ultimate Classic Rock, they've got a. It's hard to imagine a less visually appealing creature than an Oogie Love. They have giant heads, bulbous midsection, and freakish Popeye-like forearms. The Oogie Loves look like a disguise a kidnapper would create to trick a child into an unmarked van. They honestly look like off the wall Cabbage Patch Kids. They look, and they got different colored Cabbage Patch Kids. Okay, 2013 movie 43. I've never heard of it. Uh, it's got Dennis Quaid in it and Greg Kinnear, whatever his name is. 2014 Haunted House 2, and I think this is I don't know. I've never seen it. 2015 Strange Magic with George Lucas got credited at work, but it doesn't look like it was too. 2016 Dirty Grandpa with Zac Efron and Robert De Niro. I think I actually watched a little bit of that, something, but it must not have. Oh gosh, 2017 The Emoji Movie. That was the dumbest thing I've ever tried to sit through. Not a good movie. 2018 The Happy Time Murders. A raunchy puppet comedy features a lot of graphic humor aimed at immature audience, but no one involved really thought beyond. Well, it could be kind of funny to see puppets in an edgy comedy with a lot of sex jokes. If trivia question, this will be a good trivia question. In what movie did Melissa McCarthy bite a puppet on the penis? Okay, this is these are some bad movies right here, guys. I've only seen one that I thought was okay. 2019 Serenity. Um, Matthew McConaughey plays Baker Deal, a fisherman who is recruited by his ex-wife to kill her abusive new spouse. But then, well, if you haven't seen, I'm not going to spoil what's really going on here, but mm, sounds crazy. 2020 Doolittle with uh, Robert Downey Jr. I didn't watch that either. 2021 Space Jam: A New Legacy with LeBron James. If it's got LeBron in it, it's got to be horrible. 2022 Marmaduke, which was I haven't seen that. I would actually try to watch that. And then 2023 Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So this is where a horror flick loosely based on the classic A.A. Milne book. Oh my God. You got Winnie the Pooh and all Piglet getting ready to kill a girl in a picture up here. Why? It's crazy. Crazy stuff, guys. But yeah, that is every worst movie from 1980 to 2023. I'm looking. All right. Have I wasted enough of your time tonight? Got 45 minutes of y'all's time tonight. So, like I said, we got Noel's episode of Miss Janet Simmons coming up this week. We may have another one. And be sure to check out Friday night. Myself, Warden, and the Hitman from Down Under, Jack Pinocchio, will be doing another episode of the Triple Threat main event. And we'll be doing another top 5 list. So be sure to check us out. That'll be, I don't know what time we'll be on here that night, but want to throw a quick shout out. You know what, guys know I'm a big Kiss fan. Today is Peter Criss, the original Catman. It's his birthday today. And I think is he 78? Let me look that up here. Google. Put it in the Google machine. Excuse me. Okay, Peter Criss. He's 78. I was right. 78 today. Anybody out there got any comments or questions? I mean, come on, guys. I'm trying to. Well, it's 9 o'clock already. It's almost my bedtime. So you guys have helped me stay up. So get your questions in. Robert, I appreciate you. I appreciate you chiming in with your comments on your favorite Christmas presents. And guys, if I missed your comments up here or anything, I'm looking right now. I don't see any. So you guys, yeah, I'm looking through my list. Yep, I've got someone on the Facebook group. There's a lot of stuff up there. Like on this day, is it 1976? Yeah, A Star Is Born premiered. The one with Chris Christopherson and Barbara Streisand, which as a kid, I know I saw that a lot. You remember this post I had up here on Sunday? You used to have Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. What was that guy's name? The host's name. I can't remember his name now. But then you had the Wonderful World of Disney after that. That was a freaking great night. 3 channels. That's all we had. That's all I had, like regular TV. And glad I had them. Who else? Just scanning through my birthdays this week. The late great Randy Castillo, who was a drummer, was in Motley Crue for a while. Ozzy Osbourne band for a while. He passed away a few years ago, but today would have been his birthday. And not today, but this week, I don't know if you guys remember Lucy Deakins, the actress. She played in, I guess she's most known, I think, The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. She was in that. But the one she's known for the most, she played Cammy in The Great Outdoors, the John Candy movie. Her birthday was today. This week, excuse me. Let's see, who else? Speaking of Neighbors, that was released back in 1981 this week. And I think that's about it, guys. The Simpsons premiered, I think that was last week. This week, the first episode of Simpsons came on this week in 1989. So, yeah, I managed to waste about 45 minutes of you guys' time. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Everybody who was, let's look again. Chad, Brian, Robert, who else? Nan. Yeah, all you guys that checked us out and commented tonight. Appreciate you guys. Billy, appreciate you, Russ. Appreciate you liking the video, Billy Burgess. And guys, if I don't see you again, which I probably will, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and be sure to enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones this year, and hope everybody gets where we want to, and stay safe, stay healthy. But that's going to do it for tonight, guys. And we'll see you next time on the Final Score on the Fly, the Triple Threat main event. Bye, Molly.